Sy plus 8.
Franco, a bit of a scrappy game, but also a game that had its moments and had less moments in it. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Obviously, disappointed to lose the game. I think that's the first thing everyone must understand. We're still really competitive in the group, and we work hard to be better every week. And I think that was a successful part. I think we played better in some stages. There's soft moments. I think the conditions second half actually worked against us. Soon at the end of the first half, we started getting momentum with the ball in hand, and I was actually really looking forward to the second half, having the stronger pack on the field and creating more opportunity. And then the rain came down, so it made it slippery. We tried to play a little bit, which forced us into making mistakes. But in general, I'm very happy with the fight. You know, this is the 5th game in the competition, and it looks like it's the first one. So with the energy and the eagerness, the guys got back in the change room today. So I'm going to take the positive. There's a lot of positives. There's mistakes and errors, and we, like in every game, that cost us again. So it's soft moments like we've been having up to now. But can't emphasize enough, if you've got a young team, I've been building teams for a long time in my career, maybe too long sometimes, so I feel I'm just building always. But I'm so happy with the progress being made. You know, there's the scrum time, lineouts, excellent today. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Julle was uit die game uit gewees.
Nee, wat? Ek dink ons was die hele tyd pressure gehou. Ek dink die 2 drie wat afgestaan het daar was 2 van die 3 wat intercept en een wat uit die oor slipper of uit die skouer gepop het. So ja, was ongelukkig, maar ons kry uit daarom nou ons eie luck, so ek dink dit is 'n stap in die regte rigting.
You mentioned the lineouts now, and in Australia the talk was about the battle between Sam Carter and Rudy Arthur. But it turned out to be the old man in the team, Francois, who was really awesome today, stealing 3 or 4 of the balls.
Yeah, we swapped him around, Loot, I know obviously, you know, I think Loot is a very good 5 as well. But Swayze did bring a lot of calmness, and I think I want Loot to concentrate a lot on what he can bring to the game again instead of worrying about making decisions. So I think that worked really well today. I think we had a lot of lineouts. We won most of them, and in a decent way, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, that was one of our points we wanted to improve this week, and I'm satisfied with that result.
Coach, you've lost all your home matches so far. Is that a concern to you?
Look, it's the first season in this competition. I say it every week, and it sounds like, but this is the first competition for a new team. So yeah, it's bad luck. You know, we've lost the first game with 1 point, second game with 10, and this one with 7. So I can't say that we're rolling over. I think we're playing out of our skin. I think we showed a lot of fight. We have a lot of ability with the ball in hand. Our set pieces are getting it together if you compare it to last year. So my main thing is to first of all compare us with previous Cheetahs teams, and if the progress, then there's progress, and from there on we can compete with the rest. But I'm a man of my word. When I said in the beginning that we are a young team growing, I mean it, and I'm still saying it again, that it's going to take time. We all want the results, but it's going to take time. And the players already improved. You know, they're positive. There was a good buzz in the change room, and I'm really excited about that.
Wat wil daai oor die Brumbies wat kaptein en die coach altyd sê dat hulle baie gevaarlik is van. Hulle moet ouens hou soos moet gehou word in die span, en dit is die aard van die saak wat hulle wil doen om daai selfe groep spelers daar uit te werk en 'n plan waarvoor hulle praat. Volgens my.
Ek moet sê, en ek dink ek het vanmôre vir jou ook geskryf, is dat ons moet die 4 jaar bou. Ons wil nie 1 wedstryd wen nie. Ons wil nie 1 jaar goed wees nie. Ons wil, ek het daar Karibek of die Vrystaat het 4 Karibekers gewen. Ek was by 3 van hulle betrokke. Miskien nie die laaste een meer daar van Junie maand af, maar die eerste gedeelte van daai seisoen was ek by. So ek weet wat dit vat om en ons gaan probeer om daai progressie weer te kry, weer sustainable sukses. En ek dink almal streef daarna. Ons wil consistency op die veld hê. En op hierdie stadium is dit 'n klomp jong spelers wat die druk voel. Ek wil ene met julle eintlik nooi om te gaan sien hoe lyk dit 'n minuut voor die tyd in daai kleedkamer. Ek wil hier's nie ene wat jy uitgaan wat die beste vir Vrystaat wil hê op hierdie stadium nie. En dit is sukses. Al klaar. Want daar was 'n tyd dat ons te veel verloor het en dit aanvaar het. Ons aanvaar nie defeat nie. Ons wil graag beter word. So Daai is die eerste bousteen. As dit in plek is, dan sal die volgende goed volg. En ek is regtig trots om te kan sê dat hier sit 'n fighters en hulle veg bo hulle gewig. Ek bedoel aan wie meet julle ons spelers? Aan die beste in die beste in die wêreld, beste in die suidelike halfrond. En dit was 'n kompliment vir die Brumbies nog meeste van wie nog laas jaar die laaste kans speel. So dis al klaar 'n kompliment. So as jy haastig raak vir resultate moet jy ook in die ry staan want ons staan al klaar voor in die ry vir die resultate.
Franco, you mentioned soft moments earlier. Do you think that's something that can be coached out of players, or is it something that they'll have to experience on the field and get rid of it themselves?
Look, I think it's a three-way answer. First of all, I must first of all take responsibility and try to coach some of this stuff out of them. I mean, I've played enough in the game. I've been involved with a lot of rugby. I know that I can, as a coach, make a difference. Second thing is, obviously, they must experience it. I can't. Even though if I coach it, I must have video material or sensation of unhappiness, if you can call it that, or dissatisfaction, and that will teach the guy next time to maybe look at things different. And the third thing is the pressure. I think media and supporters create a lot of pressure. These guys don't want to disappoint. If you play with your heart in your sleeve and you have tears in your eyes when you walk off the field, it means that you gave everything. But still, pressure. I can take an example. Every time we're behind, we're a very good side. Why? Because then the pressure's off. There's nothing to lose. While we're ahead, that's typical of a young team. While we're ahead, they feel the pressure. The first game we lost here because we were afraid to lose, we didn't try to win it. So that's a mindset. You make errors, you kick the ball back to the position you give them, you try and defend the total. That's the first thing. And the second, every time I can go through every game, I'm not going to do that tonight. Every time, like the game against the Sunwolves, we were down and out. But then when the pressure's off and they feel they can disappoint nobody, then they come back. And that's not just the Free State Cheetahs. I think South African teams have that problem. We feel the demand is big and for results. And that's why I think the New Zealand teams, they were prepared to lose in the last 12 years. They've got the same coaching staff since 2007, apart from Graham Henry that changed. The strategy and how they managed the franchises, all were on the same, and the results were the second important thing. It was developing and making sure that the All Blacks all get game time and they placed between the four franchises. Everybody gets game time, they develop everybody in the same direction, and the whole country bought into the growth of All Blacks. And now they play a beautiful brand of rugby. They're competitive because the standard was set, and there's continuity. And I think that's what we all strive to. We want to be the best, the coaches. I can speak on behalf of all the coaches in the franchises. We want the box to do well, so there is a development side on our game as well. The pressure that the public demand they put on that makes it difficult to just concentrate on growing box and not results as well.
Franco, wat het jou kop begin dry kraaskiek oor die veld?
Ek moet sê ek back die ouens dit beteken hulle is daar om hulle back hulle self ook. So daar is magic. Enige speler as jy dit doen dan weet jy het niks om te verloor nie. So ek moet sê is 'n great try en dis hoekom die mense kom. Ek hoop net dit kan meer afkom vir ons.
Iemand iets vir Raymond gesê oor daai skop of nie? Nou net uit omdat dit 'n 3 was dit nou goed maar.
Ons almal het gesê mooi.
Ek
Franco, so ek is Sergio Baer, Engelbreg en Ferris, Williams, Smith en is dit bekommernisbeserings?
Ja, wel ek dink dis die enigste plek. Ek dink die Baer sal moet geses word. Dit is sleg dat hy sy arm kan oplig nie. So ja, dit kan ook 'n week of 2 ten minste wees. Ek dink Smolly sal ons maandag weer ses. Dit is 'n week tot week besering, jy weet, as hy die pyn kan hanteer, dan kan hy terugkom. Maar ek weet Benji is op die French en Ters het goed gespeel vandag. Ek dink ek gaan weer sê een besering gaan nie die trein van die spore afhaal nie. So ek is opgewonde en dankbaar weet dat dit net Hubert is wat eintlik seer kry. Ek is ook baie opgewonde oor wat met die eerste game gebeur het. Jy weet is dit 'n super rugby spelers wat hard gewerk het in die afseisoen en dit is goed om te sien dat hulle lessies apply.
Ek sien sie as dit met krikke geloop na die tyd.
Ja, dit gaan ons al op maandag sê, ek hoop nie dis ernstig nie, 'n bietjie gehyperextend, maar dit kan enige besering wees of niks nie of 6 maande, maar ek twyfel of dit so erg is.
On Iber, obviously it was his debut now, or today, a big game for him and to get injured. What wasn't the ideal kind of game for him to show his full potential, but were you happy with his debut?
Yeah, definitely. No, he put up his hand, it's excellent. No, we trained in 2 groups the whole pre-season and then just occasionally together and everything came together every time we trained together and tonight was the same thing today. To see Bear slotting in as if he's been playing the whole time was excellent and that's what we're striving to. So that if you change it or there's new players or rotation, it doesn't influence the prestation, the result of the prestatie, the performance of the team. You know, and that was very important. That is very important. So he slotted in. Everybody around him made him comfortable. He knew exactly what the structure was about, and I'm really satisfied. I think he had a decent start.
Kun jy dit nou genoem van Benji wat amper reg is? Willie Brits op hom, hoe is daai manne is hulle nog lank voor hulle weer?
As ons so 18 April is basies 'n datum vir 10 van die ouens, jy weet ons het obviously weet ek dat die Bulls nou volgende week en dan is daar 'n baie. Jy weet dit sal dom wees om nou in te gooi vir een wedstryd is daar 'n baie nie daarna as ons kan lekker infaseer en dan net die Sunwolves en die Tour voor so ons gaan 'n lekker vars klomp ouens hê en wat kan uitsien weet so daarom sê ek dink almal kyk nou vas in die 5 games waar ons net 1 gewen het maar daar's nog klomp rugby oor. Ons gaan 'n beter span wees in een van hierdie super rugby verseker en ons kan eintlik nie wag weet om ons nog Willie Brits, Willie Brits, Oupa Mahoje, Benji, wat nog ook saam met BG, Dani Mini is almal weer reg, jy weet so opgewonde om 'n paar vars perde binnekort te hê.
You're going to Loftus next week. It's where it all started for you in Super Rugby in terms of coaching and it worked out positive. Are you looking forward to going back there with the brand of rugby you're implementing and that surface which will arguably suit your kind of game style?
Yeah, hopefully, we're going to take it minute by minute this next week again, but like I said, tonight was a great start in the change room, so everybody's excited to get out there on Monday. Last week maybe we looked at the floor a little bit and that's a great start, so yeah, we're going to go with full of excitement out there and I think that's the most satisfying feeling is that the players are keen after 5 games going into the 6th, still hungry to perform, still hungry to get better, and the Bulls there will be a big challenge.
Franco speel met Dani se oefenloop vandag.
Dani en BG altyd baie goed.
Is Loot 100%? Ja, vervang teen die Leeu's en vandag vervang as interpretasie is.
Kyk, ek moet slim wees met die slotte wat ek weet. Soos ek sê Franco het goed gedoen met die lynstaande vandag, so was geen rede om te vervang. Ek wou graag iets vars op die veld hê, so dit is nie te sê dat ek Loot afhaal het omdat hy nie perform het. Ek dink ons het van die begin af gesê die 2 ouens moet hulle als gee en dan sal ons hulle kom maak om want jy weet om agter Max en om in te kom in die tweede helfte te skram soos ons nou het, vat nie net die voorste 3 nie, dit kom dis ons skram van die 8ste man na vorentoe. En ek dink dis wat 'n bietjie anders is en weet ek het net iets vars daar gesoek. Loot is het die groot gedeelte van ons voorseisoen gemis, so ek wil hom graag ook sy werk deur die week bietjie harder maak, jy weet dat hy gou sy piek kan slaan. So ja, dit is hoe hy so ek dink nie enigiets wees daar nie. Ek dink hy ook nie. Ek het vir hom gesê na die game het vir my gegaan oor op baie stadium waar gaan ons bietjie iets vars in kry, so en ek moet elke speler dan sy of sy potensiaal gebruik. As ons nie 23 ouens gaan gebruik nie, gaan ons nie kompetitief wees nie.
Dis wat ek sou of teen die einde gevoel gekry as 'n wedstryd nog 10 minute was kon die Cheetahs om gewen het. Dit dieselfde gevoel gekry. Ja, hier is net 80 minute maar
nee, Hendrik, ek dink ons het baie goed gevoel. Ons daai quick tap wat ek gevat het, ek dink ek het gesien voor my is daar hulle is van hulle voete af en ek dink as daar nog 5 minute voor halftyd was het ons nog punte ook aangeteken. So ek moet sê daar die gevoel in die groep was ons het die hele tyd energie en ons kon die hele tyd gegaan het. Ek dink ons het ons kansse gehad weer eens. Ek dink al daai lynstaande maar een ding wat ek weet is hierdie naweek of vandag het ons daar was 'n kalmte in die span, daar was en dit kom dis nie ons eerste game wat ons nou saam gespeel het en dis lekker vir my. Ek dink die ouens het geweet as daar iets teen ons gegaan het soos daai bal wat uitgeval het of 'n intercept waar dit verlede naweek waar ons 'n bietjie kom ons sê gepaniek het. Hierdie naweek was alles reg, ons kon next moment toe gegaan het en net weer van voor af begin het. So is 'n goeie teken en ek moet sê ons conditioning lyk goed daar. So ek voel goed.
Franco, just a quick word on Uzair. He's started all 5 games he's played so far, and there is still to come that moment where he disappoints. He's proving to be one of the most valuable players that you guys have got in the off-season. Hard work, real workhorse, and isn't playing a fit wrong at the moment.
Yeah, no, I must say, he's grabbing his chance with 2 hands. Excited, it's a good line-out, go-to person, and gets around the park, makes good hits, and he scores tries. So now he plays well.